This statement is intended to gaslight fears that gender diversity is a new phenomenon, particularly among teen girls. It isn't.
Approved! Approved! I don't know.
The visibility of transgender, non-binary, two-spirit, and otherwise gender-expansive children and adolescents who have a gender identity different from the assigned gender role at birth, or who are questioning their experience of gender on one level or another, has been rising for more than 7 decades. This rising visibility is due to complex and interactive factors: increased positive media representation, breaking and challenging transgender stereotypes, evolving social norms about gender diversity, increased education for mental health care providers, nurses, physicians and specialists, parents and caregivers, educators and administrators, and social service workers. Youth exploration of identity and use of new terminology, access to information on the internet, expansion of human rights and legal protections for LGBTQ+ people, and increased access to gender-affirming care, such as pubertal suppression and gender-affirming hormone therapy. It is true that parents and families struggle with how to best support them, and for that very reason, access to objective, evidence-based information that has not been manipulated to create anti-trans propaganda is vitally important. In using the overgeneralized term many, this MAGA Party review continues the technique their autocratic leader Donald Trump uses when he does not know specific details of what he's speaking of.
I read an editorial today that this is the most consequential presidency in history. How about that? But they said it's the most important election. On November 5th, it changed it all. You have to see when you hear some of these numbers. They were raped and slaughtered by numbers that you don't even want to hear about. You know, they do these polls where they interview far more Democrats than Republicans. I saw them over the last few days. They say Trump only has a 44% approval rating. They're coming from all over the world to see your president. They want to make a deal. They want to make a deal.
Or even more to the point, when there are no specifics to share that would support his ignorant and immature ranting about people he and the MAGA Party hate. Data does exist on the prevalence of co-occurring psychiatric or neurodevelopmental conditions. However, this data is not favorable to the anti-trans intentions of the HHS review.
Estão